Welcome to the lab. All right, it's a Sunday. The work week begins in a few short hours. I got a few things done this week, today. Not much of note. I've cleared off the other half of my workbench. This half that I've been shooting videos at for a while now, there's a little bit of table space, and a junk creep has begun as I bring things here with the intent of doing something with them and set them aside. I told myself I wasn't going to do that, but it has happened. I have very little space to work with over here. And the other half of the workbench was taken up by a chop saw that I haven't used in several months. Last used when I was putting a floor in upstairs. And the chop saw is an interesting anecdote. It's a cheap, terrible brand chop saw. It was something that was, the minimum I needed to get the floors in upstairs, and that's basically what I bought it for. And when I got it, I realized almost immediately that it had been returned. And I really hate that. I hate buying something new that was a return, and what's worse is either the people returning it were dishonest, or the people who put it back on the shelf were dishonest, or somebody along the line was ignorant. Any of those scenarios I find to be equally painful. This is what had happened. This was returned, and when I got it, the blade was stuck in the up position. You could not, through any mechanism, pull it down to where you could actually cut with it. I mean, you could cut if you brought if you held something to the spinning blade, which would have been dangerous at best, inaccurate at worst. Other way around. So I went through and I looked and I tried to figure out why it was like this. And I was 10 minutes from putting it back in the box and taking it back where I got it, and saying, hey, you gave me a piece of crap, because it shouldn't have gone back on the shelf. It was stuck. Well, I found that it was actually the adjustment pin had been wedged in, so that the locking pin was wedged in such a way that it, when you pulled it out, it wasn't out. It was still locked. And you need that pin when you're traveling, when you're carrying it, because you can carry it by the handle on top and one hand on the other side and, move the thing around. But whoever had bought it first returned it probably for this reason. And either they told the store, no, there's nothing wrong with it, I just don't need it. Or the store saw it, got it back, and was like, oh, well, we'll put it back on the shelf. It's got this problem, but, someone else will deal with it. Or somebody returned it. It was supposed to be put into the send back to manufacturer warehouse pile, and ended up on the go put this back on the floor pile. And those are the three scenarios that I come up with that explain the circumstances of this ending up in my hands. Well, through a little bit of creative hammering, I managed to get the lock pin back out, and now it works fine. I wish that I hadn't been required to do work up front to get this thing that I paid for to work. But that's the danger when you buy something cheap and expedient. It was just the thing that was available, so I picked it up. And the price wasn't right. I would have rather paid less, but if I had known that it was a return when I bought it, I would have gone over and would have said, hey, cut something off of this because it's obviously been returned. There's something wrong with it. But I didn't, and I wasn't about to carry it back just to fight with somebody. It wasn't worth it. So I got it to work and used it, and I have used it. and in return, it has taken up most of the other side of my bench for far too long. So I don't have a good spot for it. I don't have a table that I can mount it to. I do have need for it, so I know that I'm going to use it. So I don't want to get rid of it, but I would like to have a better spot for it. And right now, it's on the floor over here. It's listening to us. But I have my workbench back, and I have enough space to walk there. I still have to deal with some cleaning out underneath, so that I can actually belly up to the bench like I'd like to, and that will be something of a process. It's old computer hardware that I've been hanging on to for, gosh, I don't know how long. Most of the time when I do that, that's because I have something on the hard drive that I wanted to save, and I didn't bother to do so. I just archived it into the corner, and so that's probably what's going on here. But I need to get in there, fire those things up, recover anything that I can off of them that I want, figure out what I need to do with them. So, all right. The work week, like I said, is beginning, and it looks to be a doozy. I may be doing very short videos because I don't have any time to do anything else this week. But, hey, I'm still on it. And I hope that over time I'll develop some kind of a natural style. I've watched a few other channels that have been in existence for a long period of time, and you can really tell over time, particularly, your everyday Joe kind of videos. Sometimes it takes a while to, I don't know, develop as a personality. Not that I'm saying I'm developing as a personality, but at least I'll learn what works on video and what doesn't work on video, so I can keep, hopefully I learn the right lessons and don't do the exact opposite of what I want to do. But for now, I also feel that I'm going to be wanting to do a little bit more informational stuff, kind of go over what's going on, but I'm just not there yet, and this is getting a little long, so I'm going to have to cut it just for the sake of length. So I will catch you tomorrow night. See ya.